right, studio time check says it's 35 minutes past 6 a.m. It's now 36 minutes past 6 a.m. Today is the 23rd day in October of 2025. Gradually, slowly, the month is also coming to an end. And I must say that I'm grateful to God on behalf of all our listeners. We're thankful that you started listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM at the beginning of this month and you're still listening to us today. We give glory to God for your lives. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House. It's located along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole State, Ibadan. It's the white building with the blue accents. That's where we're broadcasting from this morning and obviously every other day. And I welcome you to Wells Radio 9.3 FM this morning. The program is Perspectives Unlimited. My name is Bolanle Udueku Ayola. On Perspectives Unlimited, we take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We talk about them. We help you make sense of, these stories. Yes, that's what we do on Perspectives Unlimited. You know why? Because it's very important that you be informed of what's going on around you. You don't just want to, be there and be oblivious of what's going on in your country. So that's why we're bringing you this program, helping you to stay current, helping you to stay informed. My name is Bolanle Udueku Ayola. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. Find us on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. It's a fan page specially curated for you. You're able to watch our shows live. We're live at the moment on Facebook, so you can go there, you can go there and check, and you'll be able to see those of us in the studios. You can also drop your comments, and while you're dropping your comments, don't forget to also share the video with your friends. All right, you can also follow us on all other social media platforms at Wells Radio 893 FM. Wells Radio 893. That's Instagram, Twitter, X, Wells Radio 893. You can listen to us directly via our website, www.wellsradio893.com. All right. As I said, we'll be taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. So we'll start with the front page of the Punch newspaper. The lead headline says, ISWAP threat, Southwest, North Central states on high alert. Governors, police tighten surveillance as Aiyedatiwa Ododo others urge calm amidst ISWAP threat alert. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Electoral reforms. Senate pushes INEC to defend election results. Tinubu swears in Amokwitan today. You find that story on pages 2 and 41 of the Punch newspaper. Reps probe Jonathan's $460 million CCTV project. You find that on page 41 as well of the Punch newspaper. More headlines. Sanwo-Olu, Monarch hail Uyebanji at road inauguration. In picture stories, we see the Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adeoye Aribashe. Also, we see the Ewe of Ado-Ekiti, His Royal Majesty Oba Rufus Adeyemo Adejugbe, also the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council, and so many other royal heads there. And more headlines. Terrorism trial. Kano lists Wike Sanwo-Olu Buratai among 23 witnesses. That's on page 7 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Elumelu champions private sector as catalyst for growth. That's on page 34. And finally, on the Punch, stray bullet kills tricycle rider outside Lagos Brothel. That story is on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. There's this prayer I always pray. I always say as we go out, Yoruba people say it as when we go out to find what we eat, may we not find what will eat us. It's a very important prayer that you should pray every morning before you go out. More headlines on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. ISWAP threat, Kogi, Ondo move to douse tension. Strategic security measures reinforced, surveillance intensified. That's from Kogi. We are in constant contact with security agencies. That's from Ondo. That story is on page 11. Gold rises by 60% as central bank shifts reserves away from US dollar assets. That's on page 5. Niger tanker explosion, death toll hits 42. You find that on page 31. ASU suspends 2-week warning strike, rejects 35% salary increase offer, gives federal government 1 month window to address demands. That story is on page 3. IMPI reverses inflation rate projection to 14% from 17% for December. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune as well. Election petition, Senate to shift burden of proof to INEC on page 3. Being too skinny might kill quicker than obesity. That story is on page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. On the front page of the Daily Trust, the headlines are similar Electoral Act amendment. Senate proposes mandatory electronic transmission of results. You find out on pages 3 and 4. Northern PDP governors orders endorse Turaki for national chair. That's on page 37. Dangote plans sale of 10% stake in refinery. You find that on page 24 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. In picture stories, Nigerian returnees from Libya received by the Lagos Operations Office of the National Emergency Management Agency at the cargo terminal of the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, on Tuesday. All right, these are some of the headlines we're going to be talking about on Perspectives Unlimited this morning. I'll, of course, bring up our analyst on the show, Mr. Olawole Konsani. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, madam.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm fine. We give glory to God. Thank God for his mercies. This story on, it's a study on the Nigerian Tribune says being skinny might kill faster than obesity.
Well, it may not be far from the truth. And the idea, if I'm not mistaken about that, is that, the fat in your body is actually a source of energy.
Yes.
If you are down and out and, you are unable to eat for 1 to 3 days, if you are someone who is chubby, you still keep going because your body will break the fat down and it's going to convert it to energy. But if you are somebody like Mr. Sonny, what does your body break down? Well, the truth of the matter is that it's not advisable to be on the heavy side because it comes with its own challenges as well. Diabetes, high blood pressure. The bigger your body, the more work your heart is going to do to pump blood all around the body. It's best to just be in the middle. That's my idea.
You know how they say that too much of everything is not good anyway. Just be in the middle of the spectrum. Don't be on either of the ends of the spectrum. And I always tell people that try to lose weight at all costs. When I say lose weight, they're not obese, but they want to conform to societal beauty standards. I always tell them, look, if God did not mean for us to be fat, we won't have the fat, like at a reasonable level of, we won't have the ability to, and there's a part in the Bible, though this is just a joke, that says that, we should be fat and flourishing. And I refer to it whenever anybody tells me, oh, you're fat. I'll be like, but my God instructs me to be fat and flourishing. That's just on the lighter note. We're going to be taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds this morning across the different dailies in the country. This headline across the different dailies: ISWAP threats, Southwest, North Central states on high alert. I'll take that story from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning and then we'll talk about it. It says Kogi and Ondo state governments on Wednesday moved to douse tension following intelligence by the Department of State Service, DSS, on the likely attacks by members of the Islamic State of West Africa Province, ISWAP, in the two states. While the Kogi state government said it is collaborating with security agencies to stave off such attacks, Ondo disclosed that it is taking several steps to protect residents, especially those in border communities. Recall that the DSS, in the memo signed by H.I. Kana, Director of Security, DSS Ondo State Command, had listed Eriti Akoko and Onya Akoko in Akoko Northwest local government area, as well as Owo Town in Owo local government area, as potential targets of ISWAP attack. The Secret Service also warned that terrorists had commenced surveillance on soft targets in the affected areas and urged the military to heighten security operations to prevent loss of lives and property. Also, conscious of the ripple effects of the security alert, the Kogi called on residents of the state to remain calm and vigilant, stressing that it is working closely with the DSS, the Army, police, and other relevant security formations to forestall any form of security breach. Mr. Sani, for the past 3 to 5 years, probably even more, people in the Southwest have, been talking about the fact that we've seen it on the pages of papers, on social media, that insecurity is inching closer and closer to Southwest. I believe you said it on the show before as well. So our other analysts as well, has also said it, that insecurity seems to be inching closer and closer. And we saw it in the Owo church attack, the other time, which we've not even gotten a conclusion for. I believe they just started the trial.
Not
long ago.
Something very annoying happened during the week. You said these are the people who killed tens of people. You went to court, taking these guys to court, saying that, okay, you want to prosecute them. And the day the prosecution was supposed to start, the prosecutor didn't come. Can you imagine that? What sort of nonsense is that?
Now, away from the Owo church attack, we've always said this, and the DSS is coming out with this information. I have some questions. In the first place, should this information be public?
God bless you. I saw the memo yesterday and I was like, oh my God, how did we get here? Two theories. Number one is that it's not even genuine, that the DSS wants to, appear to be working. That is number one. And number two is that...
You're saying they're lying?
The truth of the matter is that there is no justification whatsoever for something like that to be in the public. So if you're not making it up to appear to be working, then somebody must be failing court-martial process right now, because that is
leaking the memo.
High-level memo. That is pure classified. Memo. Yes. It shouldn't be on the street for everybody to see, because you are going to create two things. Number one is you're going to create anxiety in all of Ondo and Kogi states. That's number one.
Panic. So some people may even start evacuating their homes.
Even for friend, but if I was there, I will actually consider that's going to be my first option. That's that. Number two is this. You named 2 towns that they may likely eat. Are those guys stupid to go to those towns? They're not going to go to those towns. They're going to find other targets in those areas. If at all this thing is genuine, you go... for you to catch the intel means that you know what who thinks about them. Another particular point in time, why not work with the police, the Army, Air Force, DSS, Navy, to go and bust them wherever they may be, instead of waiting and keeping us like waiting dogs?
Waiting for them to
does it make sense?
Being proactive instead of reactive.
That's just the point. I don't understand why that thing how it made it to the public. That's number one. Number two is that nobody is even doing anything you would expect to give you peace of mind. I
was going to say that because going further down this story from the Nigerian Tribune, all of the people who spoke or who have spoken, commissioners for information.
Even the governor
we've not heard anything from the governors. All of this is just from the commissioners for information and orientation, both in Ondo State and Kogi State, saying that the government is aware of the security alert that got leaked to the media. So in the first place, that means that this is true, Mr. Sani. If the Commissioner for Information is saying that the government is aware of the recent security alert,
the truth of the matter is that once the letter got leaked, the government has to react at that particular point in time, because should it not react, opposition politicians are going to say, oh, they want to kill us, the government is not saying anything. That's that. But that is not what is going to bring security. That is just theatrics, in my opinion. No. If you want to bring security, what we should be telling the DSS to do right now is lead us to where these guys are.
Mr. Sani, North Central, Kwara is also part of the North Central. And in the last couple of months, we've seen what has been happening in villages in Kwara State.
Yesterday. Yesterday.
Yes. Now, how much trust do people then have in the forces, in the armed forces, when places where when it's already happening in some places, and we're not seeing even reactive response?
This is something I hate to discuss because it's something that actually tears me down. I hate to be in a situation where I'll see danger looming and not be able to do anything. And that appears to be the situation we are in the Southwest. And not just in the Southwest, all over the country. I've been saying this thing for weeks, if not months in this studio, that it's only a matter of time before things like this begin to happen in whole Southwestern states. Look at the trajectory. Sokoto, further down Zamfara, further down Kebbi, further down Niger, further down Kogi, Kwara, further down you have Oyo, you have Ondo, you have Ikiti, you have Osun. And this thing is popping up just like we knew it would happen. It is totally unfortunate and in fact painful that you can almost easily and effortlessly analyze what next step these guys are going to take. But instead of finding a way to avert it, our security agencies are only informing us. Does that make sense? What exactly is their role? I have always known that these guys the intention is to get to the Atlantic Ocean. And it appears to be what the security agencies are echoing. So what now is the difference between my humble self and the DG officers? I don't get it. You shouldn't be telling us that, oh, something is going to happen. What you should be telling us is that, okay, something would have happened, but we averted it. These are the things that we were able to gather against these people, and we are going to take them to court. And like I've always said, pardon me if it sounds harsh. If you find someone in the process of committing an act of treason, I mean, terrorism, treason, whatever, such a person should not go to court because you are wasting judicial time.
Thank you, sir. Now, I'm going to take a couple of headlines along with their dates. You know, the dates they were published. Just a minute, please. Now, October 3rd, 2025. Afenifere warns of terror expansion into Southwest. January 9, 2025. Influx of terrorists. Afenifere calls for heightened security in the Southwest. November 16, 2022. Afenifere raises alarm over expansion of terrorist territory into Southwest. These calls are not new. What could the government have done different?
A lot of things. Number one is that everybody knows the camps where these people are.
You can't say everybody. I don't know.
Oh, you may not know, but people who should know. The governor of Zamfara has been saying it for ages that he knows exactly where these people are. That what he does not understand is the reason why the Nigerian army is not interested in busting these people. I mean, that has been in the news. And it's not just the Zamfara governor. El-Rufai said that when he was governor of Kaduna State. You know, it's a very, very serious and complex web. Plateau, it happened yesterday. Benue, it happened yesterday. Kwara, it happened yesterday. Kogi, it happened yesterday. These guys are not going to limit themselves to those areas. They are going to go further south. And that is going to be disturbing should it happen. I'm not a messenger of evil, but with the way we are handling the situation, I mean, when I say we, I mean our leadership, it's only a matter of time.
No. Because if there's anything I don't want us to do this morning is to stoke panic.
Send panic out.
Yes.
Nobody is talking.
And no, I'm just saying.
I get you.
And so the question before we wrap up this particular story and move on, the question is this: we can all see, we've all got eyes, we've all got ears, and we can measure what's happening. If say for example, your leader. If we're going if we're going now, and for some reason maybe dust gets into the eyes of the leader, and he can't see where we're supposed to go. Yeah, and he's probably moving towards the river, and we know that we're not going towards the river. We're able to redirect the leader, right? Now you said that the leadership is not handling this the way they should. How do we
political leadership, military leadership?
Yes. So how do we, the people, because at the end of the day, it's the people that suffer for it. Look at the people that died in Benue. Was it Benue? And the president went.
Yes, he couldn't even go to the place where people were killed because of bad roads.
Yeah. So It's the people that suffer it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do the people ensure or redirect the leaders to do the right thing?
It's about screaming. We have been screaming. And in all seriousness, nothing concerns our politicians more than the next election. If we can find a way to tell them that we are not...
You either do this
we are
or
not
we're not going to vote for you.
Yes. Number one is that we're not going to vote for anybody. We are protesting. That's number one. Number two is that you have been in office for 4 years and you have not done anything meaningful. Rather, this...
Some people beg to differ.
That's democracy, and it's the beauty of democracy. But it's if the majority are sensible enough to say, okay, there is problem. I believe there is crisis in the wings. If we can echo that voice and it gets to the people who are in charge, that Nigerians now see them as a bunch of failures, and Nigerians may not renew their mandate in office. Trust me, they are going to do something, because nothing matters to our politicians more than staying in office. So if they know that their stay in office is threatened, they are going to do everything that is mitigating against their stay in office. But if we do not do that...
Thank you so much, sir. Just the way you tell your child, if you finish your food, I'll give you your iPad. You know, that may be...
Or if you come first in your class...
yeah, I'll buy
give
you bicycle.
That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
It
It's still Perspectives Unlimited. We're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. Our phone lines are not open yet, but once it's 7 o'clock, we'll take a short break to get some advertisements. And when we come back, we'll open the phone lines. Well, let's take a look at a couple of headlines. We still have a couple of minutes before we'll take a break. Reps probe Jonathan's $460 million CCTV project. Apparently, the House of Reps yesterday, amongst other things, said they were going to investigate the $460 million Chinese loan that was secured by President Goodluck Jonathan administration to procure and install closed-circuit televisions, that's CCTV, in strategic locations within the Federal Capital Territory to enhance security in the nation's capital. So they say that this loan was taken. Nigeria is still paying back this loan with nothing to show for it. No, details of the status of the project. This is laudable. I mean,
okay.
In the fact that, that's part of the things that this arm of government is supposed to, checks and balances, accountability are some things they're supposed to do. But Mr. Sani, it's nice that they're doing for previous administrations. But are we seeing them doing the same due diligence for the current administrations? You know how they say that it's better to prevent something, don't even let it happen at all, rather than when it now happens.
Prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is that our politicians only have, they have what they call glaucoma, partial vision. What they want to see is what they are going to see. If they don't want to see it, even if you put it right in front of them, they're still going to tell you that they cannot say it. This administration has borrowed beyond logic and common sense. I cannot understand why we are borrowing this much, especially when there is nothing on the ground to show for it. Let me now tell you something about the Jonathan camera scandal. It's borrowed money from China.
Oh, from the China Exim Bank, yeah.
Guess what? First 10 years, you're not paying a dime. After 10 years, you now start paying. It happened in 2010 when Bala Mohammed was Minister of FCT. 2020, we started paying, and there is no record of one single camera in Abuja. And we'll be paying China for almost $500 million for what is not in existence. Look at the type of stories we now hear from Abuja. It's almost a daily thing.
Yeah.
Stabbings, one chance, kidnappings, all sorts of horrible things that we shouldn't be listening to. A guy was kidnapped in Abuja only to be found dead in Kaduna. I'm talking about what happened yesterday. Had it been that these things are there, we wouldn't be talking about all of these things, because you will be seeing everything real time as it is happening. Oh, there's an issue there, go there. There's an issue there, go there. But without CCTV, you can't do much. You can't do much. And it's annoying that things like this are allowed to look at all the actors. Bala Mohammed, he was minister then. After that time, he became a senator. Today, he's governor of Bauchi State. You are rewarding
Let me just cut you there. We'll take a short break. Apologies. We'll take a short break. When we come back, Perspectives Unlimited will continue. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
ṣíbí ó ti tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta tá a ti ń fọrẹ́rẹ́ ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ méjì lórí ọ̀gbìn èso kùkúmbà eléyìí tí iléeṣẹ́ West Radio 89.3 FM pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Olatfarm ń gbé kalẹ̀ fún àǹfààní àwọn ènìyàn lẹ́yìn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti lọ sínú iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí ò yé wọn àti gbogbo àwọn tó tún wá ọ̀nà míì tí owó yóò fi máa wọlé fún wọn. Nínú eléyìí tó ti kọ́ wa nípa gbogbo àwọn àpàdé àti àlùdé tó wà nídìí ọ̀gbìn kùkúmbà nítorí pé kùkúmbà jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára èso pàtàkì lórí tó jẹ́ pé àti àsìkò gbígbìn àti àsìkò ìkórè rẹ̀ ìpẹ́ rárá. Láti fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn láǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò yìí, iléeṣẹ́ West Radio pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Olatfarm ti wá gbìyànjú láti fi ọjọ́ díẹ̀ kún àsìkò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ fún ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́jọ́ méjì náà. Ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ló ti wá di sísún sí ọjọ́ 24 àti ọjọ́ 25 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2025, ìyẹn Friday àti Saturday October 24th and 25th 2025 láti fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn láǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò náà. Lára àǹfààní tẹ́ jẹ ó ní fífúnni níwèé orí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀fẹ́ láti tọ́ni sọ́nà. Bákan náà láǹfààní láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò sóko yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀kọ́ tíọ́rì tó bá kọ́ yín. Ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgbọ̀n náírà 30,000 naira lówó ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ inú ọgbà iléeṣẹ́ West Radio 89.3 FM gangan lẹ́yìn tó wà lópòpónà Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn lẹ́tọ̀ yóò ti wáyé. Tẹ́ ẹ bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti kópa nínú ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí tẹ́yìn náà fẹ́ kúrò nípa kòsíkòsí àti àìníṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ I am interested in cucumber training ẹ fi ṣọwọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tàbí sójú òpó WhatsApp 0813-864-2544 0813-864-2544 tàbí 0803-509-3394 0803-509-3394. Ẹ rántí wípé ìgbìyànjú nǹkan tuntun ló ń jẹ́ kí àwọn olówó máa lówó sí i. Àìlè ìgbìyànjú nǹkan tuntun pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù láti pàdánù ló mú ni wà nípò ẹ̀yìn.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
All right, you're welcome back. It's Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you for staying tuned. All right, we're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies, but our phone lines are officially open now, and you can contribute and be a part of the conversation this morning. We've talked about the security situation in Nigeria at the moment. We're also talking about the reps probing the Goodluck Jonathan administration $460 million loan from China for CCTV projects across Abuja. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. I'll take the numbers again: 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. Okay. Now, Mr. San, before the break, we were talking about what's happening.
The truth of the matter is that these guys are not really interested in the development of Africa. Google it. China to execute corrupt officials. It's a weekly thing there. But when they come to this part of the world, they
and even in
corruption.
Japan, someone was outside because she bought bags and the likes. Yeah.
That's how sensitive they are to matters related to corruption. But when they come here, it's unfortunate that they come here to hate all sorts of horrible things. Let me cite an example. A particular state government in Nigeria, the richest state government in Nigeria, awarded a contract to a Chinese firm around 2013. On the website of the Chinese companies, on the website of the Chinese company in China, they said they got a contract of $185 million in Nigeria. But when the government of that state in Nigeria was awarded that contract to that same Chinese firm, it was awarded at the rate of $1.5 billion, almost 10 folds of the actual value. Trust me, it's still that same company that will say, okay, this is our money, this is their money, let's find a way to give them their money.
If our government is not, as you said, if our government is not, being responsible, can't we report them to their government?
Their government is not interested in that. What their government is interested in is don't steal our own money, the Chinese people's money. But if those people want to steal their own money, well, if you have to help them, help them. That's hypocrisy, but you can't blame them. In international relations, nobody cares for the other person. That's just the truth of the matter. I have said it, is either you cheat or you get cheated. I don't know if it was you that I was telling that. It's like that. If you want to cheat yourself, absolutely no problem. They're going to help you. But that $185 million that went to that Chinese firm, should that firm misbehave, especially if it's a publicly listed company and that people have investments in it, if you play with 1 cent out of it, trust me, you may lose your head at the end of the day. But for the company, for the country that sent the money, over $1.3 billion is going to go down the drain, and it's not their problem. I don't support that. I don't like it, but it is what it is in international relations. What you focus on, it's what concerns you. If it's not your problem, to hell with them. But what I'm trying to say here is this. Look at the actors. One of them was minister, was senator, he's governor. One of them, he got re-elected after that point. Now he's even saying he wants to lead the country again. Where exactly are we going as a country?
Now, Mr. Sani, this actual same loan, in 2023, a federal high court in Abuja had issued an order requiring President Buhari and his administration to answer for how the loan was, used.
The truth of the matter,
and nothing, really came out of it.
Let's get serious. Buhari didn't become president in 2015. The money was released in 2010. You're now asking me to come and explain for money I didn't.
And the Minister of Finance in 2019 said that Nigeria was servicing the loan, and she said she had no explanations on the status of the project.
You cannot but service the loan. That is it. Should you default, it's going to come with serious ramifications because nobody's going to be prepared to do business with you. Oh, they borrowed money from somewhere, they couldn't repay. It's not going to be like, they won't look at it from the angle of morality. They are going to say you have defaulted simply because you don't have the capacity to repay. Another particular point, everybody takes flight. Nobody wants to deal with someone like that.
So
what I'm trying to say
the issue
here,
Mr. Sani, is It's all well and fine to sit down in the house and say we're going to probe,
No,
or we're going to
if you
do this.
if you
What
want
is
to,
what is wrong with
if you want
reaching
to
out to
probe,
the people
if
who
you
were
want to
in charge
if
at
you want
that
to
time?
probe this particular transaction, bring in Bala Mohammed, bring in Olusegun Aganga, Minister of Finance.
I mean, all the people that
It was Aganga who
yeah.
went to China to go and negotiate that deal,
Okay.
and the president. Bring all three of them and ask them to come and explain in the presence of everybody before cameras. That is the only way, in my opinion, that you can prove this. But you now go to court today to mandate it, to tell the court to come and mandate Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come and explain how he spent that money. It's never going to happen because he did not receive that money. So who got the money and what did they do with the money? Is that, okay, did the cameras even ever leave China? Let's start from there. MPA, give us a record for that particular period. Did a container come from China or a cargo plane, whatever?
And if it did, who received it?
Who received it? Where is the camera? I mean, that's what we should be talking about.
And some people
And
say that
if-
this is where our lack of documentation fails us.
no, that's a lie. There is always documentation for that. Everything that comes into this country is being documented. Which port did it come from in China? If it was ferried into, using a cargo plane, which airport did it emanate from China? These are the questions, and there is always a document for that in China and also in Nigeria. I do importation. What I'm saying here is this: at this particular point, we even now say we want to sue the China Exim Bank for aiding corruption in Nigeria, because if you claim that you are borrowing us money, I know China too well. They will not leave everything to you. They will say, okay,
just like with the trains that time, they actually came down.
Everything. They came here, they brought the coach, everything. The only thing that they got here was concrete and maybe steel.
And they brought
but
the
they
people
even
too.
brought in steel. Maybe just granite and water. That's what they used in our own place. So the question now is this: China Investment Bank, did you send cameras to Nigeria, or you just collected the money and everything disappeared? That's the question. If the investment bank in China did not see to the export of camera towards Nigeria, then they are guilty, in my opinion. But the Chinese government is not going to go after that, because there are companies that are doing. It's going to be stated on the website of that company that we did
This.
camera projects in Nigeria. And that is going to, lead to more recommendations for them. So it's now left to us to say, China,
What did you do? Where is it?
That's the point.
All right. The phone lines are open, as I said earlier, on 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. Also, when you call us, I'd like you to do one thing for me. Let's know how the reception is in your area. Is it very clear? Is it just a little bit clear? I want to know so that we can serve you better. Nnamdi Kanu lists Wike Sowolu Buratai among 23 witnesses. Now, the detained leader of IPOB, that's the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is set. Apparently, he's going to be defending himself, and he's set to open his defense, listing several top political figures and retired military chiefs as witnesses he intends to call. He informed the court of his intention to call 23 witnesses divided into two categories: ordinary but material witnesses and vital and compellable witnesses. So among the vital and compellable witnesses are Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State government, Buratai, alongside former Minister of Defense, General Danjuma, also the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma. In the first place, this is in court, so I won't say too much. His lawyer was also remanded in Kuje due to the protest. Let's start from there. I never got your opinion on that.
There is right for everybody in this country to protest. The Constitution is not going to say protest, but you can assemble peacefully. And as far as I am concerned, as far as what I saw on TV, these guys did not go beyond.
But they did say, I heard or read somewhere that as the lawyer, with the kids already in court, he shouldn't have joined,
Which section of the law says
You shouldn't
that?
have joined the protest to say free Nnamdi Kanu
No, which
when there's a court process
which
going
section
on.
of the law says that? I do not know. That's just a question of morality or faith in the judicial process. And like some people have said, this is not an absolute judicial case. It is also partly a political case. So if you are looking at it from both angles, as the lawyer of the guy, I can't blame you. I just can't blame you. But the truth of the matter is this. Let's make
So
some...
he's defending himself now. Is this a wise decision?
It is a very foolish decision. A very, very foolish, that cannot end well. Let's go into some details. There is this misconception flying around town that, courts have said that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. That is true.
Yes, on bail.
But again, courts have said again that you should not release the guy. The appeal court said release him. And the federal government filed for what they call stay of execution with the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court granted it. At that particular point in time, the order saying you should release it became invalid. So legally today, he should be behind bars. That's number one. Number two, I listened to Nnamdi Kanu like my life depended on it. Not just Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa too. In my opinion, just like, in this country, when somebody tells you that he wants to do something that appears to strike a chord in your body, you begin to carry that person on your head like, oh, our savior has come. The average Southeasterner is not totally against the idea of Biafra. I'm not going to speak as regards Biafra or not. But what I'm saying here is that Nnamdi Kanu was not a friend of the Southeast. It's what he was saying and what he was preaching.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, he brought a lot of death to that place and destruction to that place. Southeasterners are known to be called businessmen. And every Monday you say, don't go out. Seriously? What the Southeast has lost cannot be quantified. A picture I can never forget in my head. It's a very good picture. A girl who was doing POS, a graduate at that, she came to our stall on that particular morning, and these guys opened fire.
Let's stay away from the nitty-gritty.
No, let me now say something.
As
regards calling Sanwo-Olu and the likes.
Him defending himself.
Let me tell you what he said about Sanwo-Olu. This is him, not me. During the HENSAS protest. Anywhere you see Sanwo-Olu attack him, he said that. That is treason.
Mr. Sandy, we're not here to define, whatever it is he may have done.
Okay.
Again, this is because this matter is in court.
No, the matter is in court.
I just want to know, him deciding to defend himself in the absence of his lawyer, what's your thought on that? It
is the most unwise decision anybody can do, no matter the level of your offense.
Why?
You do not know the technical background to protect and defend yourself. A lawyer, a seasoned prosecutor, is going to walk you straight to the guillotine, your own hang room, where they're going to hang you, and you will follow him diligently. Because you don't know the details, you don't know the process. That's that. Number two is that at that particular point in time, it will be open to cross-examination. All the prosecutor needs to do is to play a tape. Did you say this or not? At that point, you cannot say no again. Because if you were to be sitting somewhere in the court and the lawyer can even say objection. But now you can't do that. You don't have the opportunity. And once they put it to you, you must defend yourself because you have chosen to if, as a lawyer, they ask you, did your lawyer say this? You can say you did not have, you cannot recollect. Or you were not part of the case when that happened. So you cannot defend him. But we are talking about somebody who said that thing, go. You must talk at that particular point in time. And I can tell you free of charge that going by what this guy has said, it's only God that can help him. This is the most foolish decision that he has made so far. And he has made a lot of them. But this is the biggest of them.
All right, we'll continue to monitor that. It's still in court at the moment. The phone lines are open 0916.
Let me now tell you something. His protege, Simon Ekpa, was arrested in Finland.
Yeah.
And he did not make it in court. That tells you that if there is a straightforward judicial process, his chances of working out are as good as zero. But my problem with the Nigerian government is that since 2021, what exactly have you been doing with this guy? This is the only area where I do not agree with the government. Do proper case with this guy, not an endless incarceration. I'm not in support of that. I believe in rule of law. This is not making sense to me. That is the only problem I have with the government side here. But as regards taking this guy to court to face, he should. But again, I should say one thing. There are a lot of bad boys in this country. I'm not particularly comfortable with the fact that it's only Nnamdi Kanu that they are taking to court. There are a lot of bad boys in the north. There are a lot of bad boys in the west. A guy was saying less than 2 weeks ago that come 2027, should you not vote for the APC, they are going to kill you.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
George, calling you from Olawole.
All right, you're welcome, Mr. George. Let's have your comment, please.
Yeah, the first item you brought up, this issue of CCTV. Look when that law was taken, and nothing was done up to now. We are now going to call the president then, and maybe some of those that work along with him. Do you think we are going to get anything good from it? After Jonathan, we have had other presidents. Among them, Buhari is no more. Though some of the people who work with Buhari are still alive. Buhari took loan too. So many of us know we are not implementing. Tinubu has taken more after Buhari. And now we are shouting that we are not saying what is wrong with the law. How is it not doing the same thing? They are working on it. You don't find this type of thing.
Hello, Mr. George. Can you do me a favor and call us back? The network is breaking. So can you call us back?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
The chairman of NURTW in Lagos, he said it in Yoruba. If you what you did in let me just translate. Let me go straight to the translation. We saw what you did in 2023. We were not happy with you, but we didn't want to strike you. Should you repeat that in 2027 by not voting for the APC? We are going to put your flesh in our mouth, and nobody's going to be able to trace it.
Hello,
good morning. Good morning, beautiful radio woman.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sir, Mr. Funny.
Morning, sir.
This is Benga Mario calling from our partner.
You're welcome, Mr.
I think on the release intelligence report, just like what Mr. Funny said, by now it should be rolling. Because when our security agencies have the first-hand information, targeting attack on innocent Nigerians, what is expected to be done by those security agencies is to launch an aggressive attack or a repel attack on whatever it might be coming, so that Nigerians can be rest assured that yes, we have a security agencies that are ready to defend us. Now they are releasing to us an information, and the question I want to ask Mr. Sonny is that what essence is that information to we Nigerians? Is it for we civilians to go and buy AK-47 or AK-49 so that we can counter or be able to curtail their excesses when those bandits are coming to us? Are they telling us to prepare our mind that we should be carrying hands so that we can repel attacks whenever they are coming? I think something is not being done well on this part. The security agencies are expected to counter what is coming forth so that we can have a lasting peace. But with this, I'm sorry to say, they are not doing well. Let me just put that with you. I don't want to. I'm minding my choice of words. They are not doing well.
Thank you so
much. And lastly, on the issue of the last issue you are discussing now about I've forgotten the last issue you talk on now. Sorry, can you please remind me?
Nnamdi Kanu.
Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes, Kanu, yes. I think Kanu should be released on one condition, and the constitution should be if his release is going to foster peace in Southeast. if it's released, it's going to foster peace. Then it should be released. Recollect that the last time he was released, mayhem sprang up, and he was being looking for to be arrested again. And let me tell you, sir, before I drop, there are some politicians in this country, there are some governors in this country that wouldn't want Kanu to be released, because they are seeing that they know that by the time Kanu is being released, some of them will lose their political relevancy. I'm telling you.
That's speculation, Mr. Mari.
Well, let's leave it at that. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893.
As far as I'm concerned, the bandits in the north, Nnamdi Kanu, Sego, and the likes should be in the same cell room. That's just the truth of the matter. If that is not happening, then that is a different story that should generate anger in the minds of Nigerians. I'm not a hypocrite, but in all seriousness, those guys should be locked up all in the same cell.
All right, we have just about 3 minutes left on the show. I saw that Mr. George was calling back. Apologies, we couldn't take your call, but let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, nice to see you.
Good morning to you, sir. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right, ma. Good morning, ma.
Good morning,
Good morning, Mr. Sonny.
Morning, sir.
Okay, ma. Concerning your first question that we should briefly about something, I think in my area, I'm calling from Agosta, there are occasional voice disruptions in your transmission. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
okay.
Very clear. We'll let our engineers know. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that.
It's okay, sir. Okay, ma. So, for me, on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu's case is more critical than judicial. And it's just unfortunate that people are just looking on negative sentiment about Nnamdi Kanu. The point is this: Nnamdi Kanu is neither fighting for the Igbos nor for Nigeria's unity. It's fighting for that. Because anybody who claims to be fighting for a particular region will be protecting the interest of that region and not targeting people of other regions. I have seen Nnamdi Kanu's video where he was chanting anywhere you see Tinubu killing, anywhere you see business destroy. I mean, what is that promoting society? That's why I said that his case is more political, honestly speaking. People might not want to know, people might not want to think this, but that's the position, honestly speaking. What he's not fighting for, he's rather fighting for his own personal relevance. That's just the same. May God see him through. Not that I started to defend himself. I wish him good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Let me even say something.
As we gradually wrap up.
All of these guys, all of them, north, west, east, these guys are not even fighting for public cause. They are fighting for their own personal aggrandizement, and they want to empower themselves and enrich themselves. Go and listen to all of Nnamdi Kanu's videos and some Monepa's videos. Donate. This guy was caught in Kenya flying private jets. This guy was caught wearing Fendi. Fendi is
offending in Fendi.
Are you whine me? The people paying the money can they afford Tommy Hilfiger or Calvin Klein? Not talk of Fendi. That's the game. But people here, when you just say, "Oh, we want this and I want to get this for you," we lose common sense.
All right. We won't be able to take any more calls again, but I'll urge our listeners and callers, when you call us, please, on any of our shows whatsoever, let's know how the signal strength is in your area. Can you hear us clearly? It's a little bit scrambled, or you can't hear us at all. Please let us know. We want to know how we can serve you better. Thank you so much, Mr. Sani, for being a part of the conversation this morning. Thank you to everyone who dropped their messages on Facebook, at Dekunle Ojo Christiana and David Williams. Thank you so much. God bless you. That's it on Perspectives Unlimited. AM Sports is coming up next with Dailery. Don't forget to stay tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Good morning. God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers.